Hello, everybody in LDA land. It's your favorite friend, me, Agent K, and I'm here to give you another video. And today we're going to talk about the no sale order being lifted and conditional selling. So I have already did some research in this conditional selling, and remember my video on the safety protocols. So the CDC and the federal government is looking at all the cruise lines who are going to be selling out of U.S. ports to be putting these guidelines into effect. They also have added some more guidelines for the individual ports that the cruises go to. Now, these guidelines include expanding the medical center to have an area for those who contract COVID. Also having empty rooms, staterooms. And they're saying inside cabins, but I would think balconies might be better because you can get fresh air. But they're saying inside cabins for those who are symptomatic. The staff is going to be tested before they leave their home country. Once they get on the ship, they're going to be tested again, and then they're going to be in quarantine for 14 days and then tested again. So there's going to be a lot of testing. Enhanced cleaning is going to be definitely in effect. So I have seen videos from Cruising with Ben and David who are in London, and they're just getting off the Sea Dream, which is awesome. And they actually showed a clip of how they are sanitizing the room. They have an infrared light that sanitizes the whole room, just like they do in the trains here in New York with the MTA. And that was a trial run with the MTA. I'm not quite sure if they're still doing it, but I think they are. Outside of the general cleaning, right? And then as a passenger, most cruise lines are asking up to 24 hours to 5 days prior to the trip, you have to get COVID tested. Now here's the problem with that. If you're going to do free COVID testing, you're going to have to do it with, within the 3 days of you actually leaving for your cruise. So, and have that result in front when you check in. Now, there is some, I'm not going to say rumor, but there is some debate whether or not the cruise lines themselves are going to have testing at the port before you get on the ship, which I think that would be best. Outside of temperature check, it should be a second test. So for me, going on the Blue and White Reunion cruise, I would have to get tested one more time before I get on the ship. Because even though I'm taking the test before I leave, I'm going to be in Florida a whole 24 to 48 hours before I get on the ship. Sorry, I'm getting very thirsty and hiccupy. Then after I get off that ship, I'm getting on another ship. So it would be helpful if they're testing prior to you getting on the ship. Also in New York, Governor de Blasio, maybe the best thing he probably done so far, is going to have at the airports testing. Now the question is this free testing? Because I have heard from other people in other states who had to do like a rapid test really quick, it can cost up to $250. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if the free testing like we have here in New York is even going to be good, because you got to take it so early and then you got to wait for the results. And let's just say you take it 5 days before your cruise, the results don't come back the next day. You go, and when you go on the cruise, you give it to them. So they might or might not accept it. It depends on what's going on with that particular cruise. Then you have enhanced cleaning, which is cool. There's going to be a lot of hand washing and everything. So like I said in my other video when I was talking about CLIA and Royal Caribbean and the Safe Sail Council, they took their recommendations to strong highest level, and they decided, yes, let's do this. So they now is up to the cruise lines to put it in effect. So now they got to retrofit the ships that they were going to do their trial, let customers on. Carnival had 6 ships that they was going to do. So now they got to retrofit those 6 ships and the rest of the fleet for everything that's supposed to be done. Now there's some cruise lines that are saying that they're going to be actually skipping decks on the ship so that they can have decks that can be quarantine decks in case of COVID outbreak. I do not see cruise lines sailing at capacity. I see them sailing possibly at 40 to 50%. The other question I got from a friend of mine was, am I concerned that I'm a diabetic and high risk because of the diabetes? Am I concerned of contracting COVID? I'm concerned getting COVID from walking down the street. But that doesn't stop me from going on the train to go to work, and that doesn't stop me from going to the supermarket. I just think cruise lines are getting a bad rap because of what's going on. So what we need to do as a cruising public is be patient. Now, the cruises for December are canceled on all the major cruise lines, including Disney. I feel that December is not going to be long enough. I don't think it's long enough. Because if you watch some of these videos on YouTube, the workers are flying in. The crew members are flying in now. So if you have, let's just say you have a cruise ship and it usually employs 1,200 people, and you're only going to get half of that, you probably will employ the 1,200 people, because now you can reassign them to different things to keep up with the protocols of safety because of COVID. But with the protocols to get on the ship and then the quarantine, you're looking at least half a month just to get one ship full of people, if you're not doing it staggered. That's the other thing. There's also new guidelines for the workers outside of being tested rapidly and maybe even randomly. Now they can't share quarters. Now they all have to have their own separate quarter. So if you got 2-3 people in the crew member cabin who are normally sharing a cabin, the regulations say now it has to be 1. So there's going to be a lot of restructuring of cruises, including, enhancing the medical bay and no buffets for a while and stuff like that. So there's going to be a lot of restructure. So I am very hesitant to say January is going to be the month that we actually go cruising. Maybe late January, because then my cruise can happen. But I'm a little hesitant that it's going to be January. There's a possibility that it may be February. So I'm still preparing myself to be on a cruise, but preparing myself not to be on a cruise. So I have ordered all the things that I need. I have gone shopping for all the things that I need, except for like a couple little outfits. I have to decide which, I got my luggage and decide which size I want to do, because I'm doing 7-day, and get my bags ready and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what it is. My major concern, and I'm just going to share this right off the cuff, is my cruise in December 2021. My New Year's cruise. I don't think a vaccine is going to happen by July of 2021, which everybody's telling me it is. I don't think so. I think we're looking at maybe March 2022 or December 2022 for a vaccine. Because you got to understand all the work that goes into develop it, research it, and then test it. And then after you give it to the masses, there's going to be tweaks, twerks, teak, tock, toot, deep, everything as coronavirus change. As you can see, it is changing as we speak, even with the change of weather. So this is not going to be a one-shot deal. In my book, it's going to be like the flu shot, which you're going to have to take every year. So we're talking about twice a year at most, once a year. But that first one is going to be 2 shots at least. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of people who are going to be anti-vaxxers who hate taking the flu shot, let alone take the coronavirus shot, which to me, they go hand in hand. They need to be taken. So there's a lot of moving pieces right now with this whole cruising situation. And these smaller cruises I'm not worried about. My big worry is the bigger cruise at the end of the month, end of the year rather, of 2021. And, you know, they already changed my ship, by the way. I forgot to say that. I was on Freedom of the Seas. Now I'm on Explorer of the Seas. But prior I was on Explorer of the Seas, I got an email saying I was on Empress of the Seas, which doesn't have any balconies unless you're in a junior suite. So I'm waiting for the letter to tell me what ship I'm on, because prior to Halloween, I was told I was on Empress on the Seas. When I go on to my cruise planner, it says Explorer of the Seas. I'm still waiting for the email letting me know where I'm going. So there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of moving parts. And you got to also understand there's a lot of places out the country that we're not allowed to go, even on a cruise ship, even a plane. I mean, the Bahamas right now is the only place that cruises can go to. We can't even go to Key West. Key West has voted no more big cruise ships in their ports. And that is crazy, thinking of all the money that cruise lines bring it in. But I can understand. They're talking about congestion. It's a little community, blah, blah, blah. So, and my advice is, if you're looking to go on a cruise in this new COVID situation, whether there's a vaccine or not, you're going to have to get tested. No ifs, ands about it. You're going to have to wear a mask. No ifs, ands about it. You're going to have to do what you got to do to make sure not only you are safe, but I'm safe, because it's more likely we're going to be on the same ship together. Just like we're on the same train or in the same street. We have to be safe. And they are going to enforce hand sanitizing and the mask. So you might as well get you a couple of cute masks to match your outfits, or some disposable masks, whatever. Just do it because you know we need to do it. We need to be safe. So those are my thoughts on the whole cruise situation. I want to thank Lita Loca and Traveling Bruce for giving us daily updates throughout this whole pandemic, of what they're hearing and how it's going to affect us, letting me know that we can look up this information yourself. You don't have to listen to me or them or anybody else. So it's been a great resource. So with that being said, I am going to end this video now. If you like what you hear or you want to hear more, please leave me a comment. Even better, subscribe, like this video. Let me know how you're feeling so that we can have a conversation. Thank you. Remember to mask up, watch your distance, and wash your hands. And get tested. Bye-bye now.